Hey y'all, it's Dalanie.
And it's Katie, and this is Classically Black Podcast,
Where we talk all things classical music and being black in the profession.
with trap beats playing in the background. Guten Morgen. Oh, you know what that means? Yeah.
Okay, I knew what that meant before.
I can't celebrate your German.
I can't respond in a way that's normal. I said I did know what that meant before. You know what that means. Okay, same level. Okay, trilingual. And I also realized I was like, I know more than that. I know.
Okay, I did put you on the spot though. When I was like, say some German stuff. Let me hear.
I know days of the week. I know colors.
Okay.
I can count.
Say Chartreuse in German.
Chartreuse. Like,
We're waiting.
Chartreuse. Is that a loan word or is that English?
Huh?
Chartreuse.
It sounds French.
I was about to say, because I was like, how you say it in French? But I'm like, probably.
Chartreuse. Oui, oui.
Okay, but how you really say it in French?
Chartreuse.
Huh?
Chartreuse, c'est la même chose. Pourquoi? Donc, quoi maintenant?
Dog.
So, what now? I miss French. When I saw Issa speaking French like that, I was like,
yeah.
But like, my French teacher was fine, but I was just trying to, when I got moved to LA, I was just doing stuff. But like, looking back at it, it really wasn't like, I don't think it was like my favorite way I spent money. Like, because I just wanted to be a little bit more rigorous. Like, and I wish like okay. I wish that,
French extraordinary.
no, I just wish we spoke more French in class.
Period.
I wish we spoke more French in class. Like, we would repeat stuff and stuff like that. And like, sometimes he would teach in English sometimes. I'm like, no, like, especially because like the class we were in, like, we could speak French. So it's like, because that's my main thing. Like, I want to like speak French more without in between or having to think, like, because I'm trying to go to Paris and they don't be like, because that's what Issa was saying. She was like, I don't know why when. What'd she say? In the video? You saw the video.
Yeah, but the captions were also in French.
Oh, I didn't
Nah.
know. I didn't. Okay. But what Issa was saying was when she goes to Paris, like, she would speak, which is interesting to me. She would speak and they would respond to her in English. And which is weird to me because I'm like, I know that they do that because they're like, girl, we just don't want to go through this. Like, just.
That's all I'm scared of. Like, it's like I want to go, but.
And like, when I went to Berlin, like, girl, I didn't even, it just felt like a place because like everyone spoke to me in English. But that it was weird because Issa was like, she's Senegalese, like she lived in Senegal, like all those things. So she was like, what about me gives like I can't speak like in French? Like, that's why I don't even know if Paris is the right place to go. I do want to go back and see Paris on my own terms because it was a whirlwind. But I might go somewhere else because I want to like speak in French and you not answer me in English, because if they answer in Issa in English, they definitely answer me in English. But yeah, maybe like Senegal, but also they be speaking Wolof, which I don't know. Like, French is one of the official languages in Senegal, but it's like if everybody on the ground speaking Wolof, then like, oh my god, they will be like, girl, we only speak French on the weekends. Like, then what I'm finna do? I'm gonna find a place where like they're not finna answer me, or maybe like the south of France or something. Maybe I won't go to Paris. I'll go like.
Because I feel like, I wonder who's she referring to? Because also it depends on how much you're talking. But if you really having a conversation, you could just tell them, just answer me. You can answer me in French, especially because it's no thing for them to answer you in French.
Yeah,
you know.
But I guess like if you freaking ordering your freaking steak frites, like it's just like you're not gonna take it personal. It's just like, I guess you can speak to me in English. Yeah.
But then at that point, it's like, it wouldn't even really matter. How long is that interaction really gonna be? You know, so they say your food coming out in 5 minutes. Like they said it in English.
Yeah, but I guess it's just like annoying because like I speak French. Like you could just like I just be cool. You could just, I'm one of you. She's not. Not even close. But yeah. Well, what?
Of our multilingual polyglots out there can relate to your experience, I'm sure.
I wish I was a polyglot. I'm not smart enough. Like, my brain already gun me off the one little language I know.
All right, Katie. Meanwhile, you was in the Uber.
And no, I wasn't, because let's wake this up, because I'm still, I was just
story like a couple months ago anyway. So.
Okay, well, that's fine. But no, I wasn't. No, we would be in the Uber because you and Amari didn't let me.
Because we not here.
Y'all could talk to each other. You know, Amari, y'all could have talked to each other. I was talking to you.
That's kind of.
Nah, like I
wouldn't
like
be sitting. I wouldn't be sitting in front of you speaking somebody in another language. Like,
it wasn't just me and you and the Uber driver. It was you, three of us. You could have just keep talking to Amari, what y'all was talking about.
You and I, you could be in our conversation and in that one, but we can only be in one.
Girl, what am I saying?
We don't know.
Like, it's an Uber driver. I'm not gonna be like, tell me about your life story.
No, you don't know what you're saying about us.
That's crazy. It'll be coming in handy. I remember one time, this I don't know what country she was from. I went to get my hair braided at the African spot, and it was saying stuff about my hair, and I was like, it wasn't bad. It was just like, no, I'm aware, because they basically were saying like, we don't know how much to charge because she has a lot of hair, and I was like, you're gonna charge the price of my hair is deceptive. It's I have a lot of. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna talk to y'all because this is ridiculous. I have a lot of hair, but it's fine. It's not like a lot and dense. This is dense.
Y'all see the abuse I be going through?
The girl, they will be horrified to hear how you treat me.
Katie, are you kidding?
No.
That's ridiculous, because stuff you be saying to me is insane.
Girl, you gonna let that go.
No,
you gonna let that go.
I won't.
I know, but you need to.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
No, I do not.
Because you provoked me.
I did not.
You did.
Nothing. No.
You provoked me.
I never would have expected you to say something like that.
Oh my God.
And it's only not a big deal to you because you on the other side of it.
You provoked me. Nah.
I said one little baby thing.
Oh, now it's one little baby thing.
No, because I was not expecting you to go from 0 to 100.
It wasn't even 0 to 100. You said one thing, I said another thing.
No, it was 0 to 100, especially considering the circumstances.
Oh my God, that's so insane to me. Especially because you be saying the same. If this was reversed, you would be saying the same thing to me.
I would never say that to you. And you could tell yourself that I would, but I guess we won't know.
Nah, you provoked me. It wasn't even that bad what I said.
Okay.
Now we joking, but if I joke too far, then it's okay.
Yes, that's.
It wasn't even that far.
Okay.
Oh, whatever.
See, my only advice would be.
Here we go. Go ahead, get the people your advice.
To just seek out people that care about how you feel.
What's the news?
See?
What's the
because
news?
You say
they already know you had ass.
No, they're not had ass. No, because Katie, you of all people, you be saying stuff that you would not be cool with somebody said to you. Because if I say, oh, whatever.
You do be saying whatever.
When have I said whatever on something that you felt some type of way about?
You for real feel some type of way about that?
You will be so.
Do you for real feel?
You will be.
Okay, do you for real feel a way about that? Do you for real feel a way about that?
That was kind of crazy.
And I apologize.
Okay, and then you said it again. You suck.
No,
y'all see what I'm going
and then
through?
You provoked me again the same way. And I was like, no, actually, I want to be here right now.
We'll see.
Niggas can't ask questions.
We'll see.
That's insane. Anyway, what's the news?
Well, if anybody has any good news to send in, please do, because we don't have it today.
Oh my God, I've already had a day.
It's so terrible. Okay, I don't remember if we talked about this before because it's just so many terrible people. There's a lot of good people in the world as well, which is why I'm asking you if you have good news, and it's classicgoodbyepodcast@gmail.com. But Odin Rathnam, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. He was the former concertmaster of Harrisburg Symphony Orchestra in Central Pennsylvania, and also a former violin tutor at Cleveland State University. Wow, I don't even know where to begin with this. Currently, he's facing up to a life sentence plus 70 years in state prison if convicted of charges that he sexually abused a juvenile for 11 years between 2008 and 2019.
I think we just gotta start shooting niggas.
Like, I was like,
why waste state dollars on that?
Like, it says that the prosecutors, they offered him a plea deal to hopefully spare the victim, you know, the need to testify and relive that. But it says that the plea deal is to plead guilty to all 28 charges and spend
28
and spend 15 to 30 years in prison plus 5 years probation, and he will also be on the sex offenders registry. And I said, but so he would get out when in his 70s, and I was like, y'all wouldn't want me to say what I think you deserve, like, because you really don't. I feel like you sexually abusing a kid for years and years and years. You don't need to get out of prison. You really don't even need to be.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all would hate for me to be in charge.
Like,
it might get.
You
it
don't
might
need
get a
to
little
be getting
spooky
out.
around here,
Like,
around these parts. If I was in charge,
like,
because children, like, abusing children is just like, I feel like that should be everyone's, like, it's not clearly, but that should be like 11 years.
The abuse was reported in May of 2024. We may or may not have talked about this, but it was a couple people last year that I feel like we talked about. Like, I'm just like, because another one, I didn't want to put it on this week because we already got this, but next week. It was reported in May 2024. The victim alleged that she suffered severe trauma and injuries from the assaults, which have resulted in ongoing medical issues. That's the only reason why I'm pretty sure we covered this, because I feel like I remember a particularly heinous case. So at this time, we don't know whether or not he's going to be taking that plea deal, but the Harrisburg Symphony put out a statement. They said the Harrisburg Symphony Orchestra recently learned about sexual assault charges filed against Odin Rathnam, who worked as concertmaster for the HSO from 1991 through 2012. He has not been affiliated with the HSO since that time. We do not know anything more about the allegations than what we have read in the news media. We will do everything we can to cooperate fully should we be contacted by law enforcement as part of their investigation. Yeah, so wishing him all the worst.
Like, every worst possible thing.
Like, because what are you talking about?
You lucky you don't have a heaven or hell to put you in, because I'll find somewhere else.
Because, like, let's wake up that life sentence plus 70 years. Because, I mean, the only reason why I'm like, the plea deal is because of the victim not having to go through that again.
Can you imagine sending your child to violin lessons?
Really do not need to be getting out of prison.
And they're too afraid to tell you what's going on, so it lasts for 11 years.
Oh my gosh! Like,
we will have the trial will be mine. I'm sending my child to violin lessons just to find out this. It wouldn't be the trial will be mine because I'm gonna kill you.
15 to 30 years. It's giving see you on the courthouse steps in 30 years. That's what it's giving.
And what I said about drivers the other day.
I agree with you.
No, I know you agree with me. I'm just saying, y'all would hate for me to be in charge.
What did you say?
No, nothing.
Telling the people?
No. No, but that one dude who just ran the red light, he just did it because y'all would hate if I was in charge. It could get way worse than what we got going on.
It actually sucks. There are a couple more news things going on in terms of the Kennedy Center, so we're just gonna go through that. Really, really quickly. A couple of concerts have been canceled. So there's I feel like two sides of this, because there are people that are canceling their engagements, and there are people whose engagements are getting canceled.
Engagements are getting canceled?
Yeah, because we talked about Issa. She refunded people for her thing she was doing. There was somebody else just recently, I think I saw either today or yesterday, who, and I can't remember who it is. Kennedy Center. I can't remember who it is, but they refunded people and was like, yeah, so we not doing that. They moved their thing to a different. Rhiannon Giddens. It was Rhiannon Giddens. Yeah, she moved her stuff to a different venue because she was like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. And but now we've started to see them canceling engagements. So the Kennedy Center canceled a concert scheduled in May by the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington. They were going to be performing alongside the National Symphony Orchestra. Yeah, this is a no explanation.
What's the point of that?
No explanation was given, but we also know, we talked about the Truth Social post that he put that was like, they pushing an agenda. He particularly singled out drag culture because the Kennedy Center has done drag shows in the past. So now they are replacing the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington with the Wizard of Oz in concert, featuring the National Symphony Orchestra playing live alongside the showing of the film.
The Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
Like the original one? Oh, okay.
Right. It can't be the Wiz.
Oh,
right.
Definitely not.
The National Symphony Orchestra did put out a statement. It says, we're deeply disappointed in the news that our upcoming Pride performance with sorry.
They're on Pride?
Sorry, I got it mixed up. The chorus put out a statement that they are deeply disappointed that their performance with the National Symphony Orchestra has been canceled, since we believe in the power of music to educate and uplift, to foster love, understanding, and community, and we regret that this opportunity has been taken away. While we're saddened by the decision, we are committed to this work and to our mission of raising our voices for equality for all. We are grateful for those who have supported us, and we will continue to seek spaces where our voices, our stories, and our music can be heard. We will continue to advocate for artistic expression that reflects the depth and diversity of our community and country. We will continue to sing and raise our voices for equality. So I think it's about, because the next thing I was going to talk about is a similar, I think it's around the same time, because it's not technically during Pride Month, but it's like late May. So I think it's like it's a part of like probably a series of Pride concerts, because the other one that was canceled was the International Pride Orchestra, which I had no idea even existed.
I wonder if that's the one Bob be doing. Oh, international? I don't know if it's international.
It says it's a nonprofit volunteer ensemble based in San Francisco. They were set to perform at the Kennedy Center on June 4th. The Kennedy Center sent an email to them saying, in its entirety, the whole thing the email said was, we are not able to offer you a contract at this time.
That was the whole email?
That was the whole email.
We know they don't know a lot of words, that administration.
So, real bad. The artistic director said, no explanation. Certainly we can read between the lines of what's going on, because what they got going on. So,
but it's like they can go somewhere else, right? I'm trying not to crash out.
The Strathmore Music Center, which is in Bethesda, has decided that they're going to host them on the 5th. So the concert at the Kennedy Center was supposed to be on the 4th. So now this is going to be on the 5th. So if you're in the area, definitely go and support them, because Is the Kennedy Center, that's the only one that's affiliated with the government? Right. And and so now I guess what we see is how many nonprofits that are getting grants from the government, because now I'm sure they finna get into that, the grant requirements, and start tinkering with that. But that's really that's an institution that he had the power to like remove people from the board and stuff like that. There was a third concert that was canceled. It was a children's musical called Finn, and I don't know what exactly was the subject matter of that, because I know on the list they banned the Department of it wasn't Department of Education, but it was something like that. Oh, it's gonna make me mad if I can't remember the exact name of it, but it was a list, because I follow I think Pen America, that keeps you updated on the lists of banned books, and they banned Julianne Moore, I think her name is, the redhead actress. She had a children's book called Freckle Face Strawberry, I think it was called, and it was about like learning to accept like your freckles and just being different and whatever. And that was on a list of banned books. I'm like, so y'all just banning any old thing. That's a white lady. Now niggas can't have freckles no more.
That's what I'm saying. Like
dang, that's strict over here. And you know what else was on the list? J.D. Vance's book. I said, so taste of your own medicine.
His book's on the book. He can read. Sorry. Finn the Musical is about a young shark who discovers he belongs in a community of smaller, gentler fish. The musical is a coming-of-age story about self-discovery, friendship, and adventure. Ooh.
Right. God forbid.
God forbid.
God forbid the kids get a hold of that.
I hate it here so much. But where am I finna go?
And I can't even get to say what I want to say about you.
Yeah, I'm not finna say
stuff
because when I was telling Dalanie the episode, there was an episode of The Read 2 weeks ago that had a Target ad, which I thought was interesting because Target's trying to scramble. But to be fair, you don't know when they recorded that. So Crystal said something during her read that I assumed was about Target until she said something later that it was about, because what happened is they beeped it out. And I was sitting there like, please don't beep it out. Because she was like, I don't know if I'm about to say this, but Chris will beep it out. And I was like, please don't beep it out. And it was like a long like beep. And I was like, but then when she said it was probably about the administration, and it was like, I'm going to take a page from that. Like, I ain't saying nothing because what I really want to say, just in case they get.
It was not about like something that should happen. It's more just about why you hate everybody, why you hate the world. Because I don't know how much you know about Hillbilly Elegy. That's his book, and it also was turned into a movie.
Vance?
Mm-hmm. That's how he got like kind of high profile.
Oh,
I've seen the movie because my mom watched it, and
really?
I walked in while she was watching. I didn't know who he was at all. I didn't. I was, and then at the end it was like, oh, based on a true story. And I remember I looked him up and I saw he was some Republican person. I was like, oh, click. And that was before I think he was running for the Senate at that point. And so like that was years ago, maybe 2020. I don't remember when the movie came out, but yeah, something like that. I had no idea who he was. And then when he started, I was like, oh, that's the guy. Yeah. But long story short, nah, I can't say that.
Yeah, just
it's really just it's not about them coming to knock on my door. It's more about like some people might be a little sensitive, so we just go.
Okay, well, offline.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the news this week.
Oh, that was a lot. What are we supposed to do? We only a month and a half in, if that. No, we're not a month and a half in. We're like 5 weeks in. We're only 5 weeks in. Look how much he did in 5 weeks. I don't know if we're going to make it this time, y'all. Don't come here for encouragement. Y'all got to listen to something else. And you know it's been bad because I was reading a New York Times article this morning and religion on the rise, which is people are like, we need some.
So you know what? Actually,
so interesting because the interesting thing about religion among Americans is that it's really high for a country this wealthy, like comparatively to like Australia, Canada. They were saying, yeah, Americans, whatever y'all got going on, people are like, yeah, maybe I could do a little God or something.
Like, last ditch effort,
like literally like a little Buddha, and it's not Christianity specifically. It's like I think it's like 83% of people believe in a combination of things. Like there's like a heaven or hell or something similar. There's a God or something or gods. Like it's not just Christianity, but yeah, it's like 83%. It's on the rise.
Dang, that's a lot.
And there was that whole, it's a lot. And it's not like it's like you could believe in Mother Earth. And, you know, I think that's also grouped in there. So it's not like.
Yeah, like some type of spirituality.
Right, spirituality. It's not like Judaism, Christianity specifically. Mm-hmm. But I found it to be incredibly interesting because it's like, yeah, people be like, yeah, none of that God stuff. So, but people were like, yeah, maybe I just need to hold on to something.
I remember it was a video of Amanda Seales saying something. She was like, and I'm sending this up to God or the universe or whatever. Like she said, like a combination of things. Somebody was like, it was like that prayer just went up into the rafters. It was like talking about some damn universe, girl.
Oh my God.
I was like, Christians just
like, I don't know. It's getting spooky. People are like, yeah, maybe I could. What was I teaching at synagogue? Let me see if I could. People really just digging
just
stuff
case. Up. No stone unturned.
Like you haven't been to synagogue since you were 12. You're like, you know what? Maybe just go see what Torah talking about. I find it to be very interesting. I'm going to read more about it. I just read like I read the write up in the newsletter, and then I need to go read the actual articles attached to. But yeah, the girls are like calling Buddha now. They like. Also, the pandemic is another huge part of that. But people were like because there was like this whole unchurching. There was a mass like, what's the word I'm looking for? Departure from church in like the early 2000s and whatever, and people weren't going to church no more. But now they're like, it's fine for now. People are going, or some type of whatever. Interesting. Well, yeah. Anyway, intermission. We're talking about China today. So I thought the intermission could be: is there a place that you I guess it doesn't be a country specifically, but is there a place that you heard either propaganda about, you heard not so savory things about, that you went to and you realized it wasn't all that bad?
Well, I kind of been to it a little bit because it's not somewhere that I've been. But I just remember, I remember so distinctly the moment that I realized like all the propaganda that we're fed about just the continent of Africa. Yeah, like the way, like in fourth grade, my fourth grade teacher used to live in Cameroon for years and stuff, and she brought us pictures, and we was like, I have freeways, it was like they had skyscrapers, all type of stuff, and we was like, so because everything that you see, especially like as an American child, like I don't know what the situation is now, probably not, because I feel like there's more like. We got a couple like really big stars from Africa and stuff like that. More people are able to see, like, it's still not, what it could be, but you got old dude from TikTok, you got Tim's, you got Tyler, you got Burna Boy and stuff like that. Like that more people I feel like know. It's just more global, but and also like kids are able to connect. Like you could be scrolling on TikTok and see some kids in Africa, some people from Africa. Like I just had no concept of that, and so like seeing her like pictures and stuff, I still got a little doll on my desk from Cameroon. That was something that like I felt like there was a lot of propaganda about.
Yeah, it's amazing how much propaganda we're fed about a lot of places. Like it just don't even be all that. It's just regular. That's why like mine was Poland, because I had a ball in Poland. I still want to go back. Because first of all, I was just rich there. I was getting 2 entrees. I was like, why the hell not? Like, Uber's $3. Like, but also like the Polish people were like very friendly, and I felt I was worried about like racism and stuff. Like, which to be fair, if it did happen, it was happening in Polish. So I don't know. But like I remember like this lady, I went to like their 7-Eleven. And the lady was speaking to me in Polish because she probably thought I was a student or something. And I was like, girl, I don't know what you're saying.
They think you speak Polish, but not French. In French.
Like, because that also doesn't make sense because, anyway, there's black people in Paris. Anyway, so, and the guy behind me was like, oh, she's saying that you need to do this. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, it was great. People were like, why are you here? Because it's like, honestly, I wasn't even in like Warsaw or something. I was like in a college town. So that's probably also why she thought I was. But, I would say like even like there's propaganda from like literally everywhere. Meanwhile, we live in the trenches. Other people don't. But like even like when I went to Mexico, my mom was like, "You went to the car." Which, to be fair,
no, Katie, that's not propaganda. That's not propaganda.
To be fair,
you should not have done that.
I should not have done that. Every Mexican I've talked to since, and I told them that, they were like, yeah, so no.
God probably, he was doing something over here. He said, let me go cover her real quick.
Like, he was like, wait. He was like, put this person on hold. Let me just. God was like, real bad. I did get a little nervous towards the end because I thought it probably was in my head because I can be a little. But I didn't like that people started to notice that like I was like alone. I'm getting in my little car. Cause I was hopping my little. I would never do that again. That was crazy. Especially like I don't speak a lick of Spanish. And when I mean a lick, I don't know nothing. I know freaking one verse of a Bad Bunny song and Claudio KC. That's all the Spanish I know. So now I get pulled over by Mexican police and I didn't go with no pay. I didn't have no cash. I ain't had no pesos. I just had.
Oh my god.
I had Apple Pay, my travel card, and a dream. Like I didn't have no freaking pesos to give nobody if I got pulled over.
You'd still be there.
I would still be there. That was 2022. Like, the reason why when I was telling my mom after the fact, I think my mom just be worrying to herself because I already booked it, girl. And I kind of got a little nervous because the lady was like, "Oh wait, you're by yourself?" You know, I'm like, "No, girl, I'm meeting some people." Because I was like, I didn't like how much times she kept asking me
because
y'all here by yourself? Oh, where you going? Oh, by yourself? Like I was like, "No, girl, I got like 80 people waiting for me."
Right, exactly.
Right up the street too.
Right. My fellow soldiers.
Yeah, like I didn't like that. I'm like, I don't know who you finna call and be like, "Oh, this girl by herself."
Exactly, because they be doing that.
Like I was like, "Oh no,"
a lot of places.
But when I was telling my mom about like, yeah, I'm gonna rent a car, she's like, this and that, I'm just like, Mexico's a regular place. Like it's just a place. And the reason why I got like that is because people be like, "Oh, Jamaica's so dangerous. It's so dangerous." Jamaica's just a place. Like it's just a place. Like obviously crime happens there, but crime happens everywhere. Like it never gave school shooting in Jamaica. So that's why it's just like I try to apply that knowledge to other countries unless it's like North Korea. Unless it's like place is dangerous. Like they dropping bombs right at, and I know that's a little, but I just hate when people, maybe because it's like my personal experience, I just hate when people like, "Oh, Jamaica, like they cut people up." I'm like, they literally not like Jamaica, like they don't want nothing. I was just telling somebody who's going to Jamaica, like at the end of the day, you're gonna be fine because so much of Jamaica's economy relies on tourism. Like even as a Jamaican, when we went to stay at a hotel, they all in my mom's business like, where you going when you coming back to the hotel? Like it's like because they don't want nothing to happen to no tourists. So it's like, and most of the island, like at least around the border, it's not a border because it's an island, but around the coast like has hotels. Like most of it, until you get to like Kingston and stuff like that, like most of it has hotels because that's what people go there to go do. So I try to apply that knowledge to other places. I'm like, yeah, I'm in Mexico, I'm driving around, girl, it's just a place, wouldn't do it again. But
so I was gonna say, like, I mean, I don't know, I'm sure you talk to more people about Jamaica than I have. I've always felt like I've always just known that to be a place that people go on vacation, but I also feel like that person that's going to Jamaica soon, like I feel like you also know people that are Jamaican, and like the way like you come in at it from more knowledge. Like if you was like, it's like you going to Mexico, like somebody, there might be things that are obvious to do or not do or like whatever in Jamaica that somebody Mexican going to Jamaica doing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Also, like not my issue, but my worry with like there's no Uber in Mexico. That was my whole thing with the rent a car. I just don't want to be.
When'd you go? We took Ubers in Mexico.
Is
but
it?
Maybe it's the part.
Maybe it's the part because this person was like, "Oh, I'll take an Uber." I was like, there's Uber in Jamaica, but not where you're going. There's Uber in Montego Bay and Kingston, but not like.
Where were you at? Playa del Carmen.
Playa del Carmen. And I wanted to go to Playa del Carmen. I didn't want to go to Cancun. Cause I was just like,
I was in Mexico City.
There's definitely Uber Mexico City because I wanted to go to Mexico. I was going to go to Mexico City back in July, and I was like, I decided against it. It was too much. I just moved my whole entire life here. I was like at ease. Like I literally just got here, stuff in box. Talking about, I'm going to Mexico City. I'm like, it's right there, but you said, well, it's not. But, it's like a 3-hour plane ride, but yeah. I mean. It's just hard to discern because even when we were preparing for this episode, when I was preparing, it's been a day, y'all. I was like, looking up like the U.S. and China relations, and it was like China's this and that and this and that, and I was like, oh, this is the U.S. website, and it's like you can't even really get no straight information about stuff sometimes because it's like everything be heightened or like be propaganda. That's why I be like, I'm just gonna go to the country, and it's probably gonna be fine. I remember I wanted to go to Colombia, And I ran into a Colombian in the airport when I was in Memphis, and she was like, "Where you going?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to Mexico. I want to go to Colombia, but like, Mexico was cheaper or whatever I said to her. I don't remember the reason because I should have gone to Colombia. But so well, you made the right choice because Cartagena is dangerous. I'm like, Cartagena, the little city with the fruit ladies and the pictures, and look fine to me, look like a place. Because I feel like everybody loves saying their country dangerous.
I mean, maybe they mean danger, like in the way they, like you say, you wouldn't go to Nigeria without a Nigerian.
Yeah, no team
People be going to Colombia though.
Now, people be going to Colombia. I'm also, is that a pandemic thing or were people going before?
I don't know, because there was a time.
Because I ain't hear about no Colombia till before TikTok. I ain't even gonna lie.
Because Colombia had a little thing.
Yeah, they had a little stuff.
A couple decades ago.
Like, I saw people going to Colombia for the first time. And I was on social media before TikTok. And I saw people going to Colombia for real for the first time, like, during the pandemic. They were like, no, Colombia tea. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know.
In certain places, I don't know. Because it's like certain places, they be blown out of proportion, or it's hard to undo a reputation. Because, like, some people tell it South Central is a war zone. It's fine. But also, it's like, it depends on when you was here, like, whatever. Because 30 years ago, yeah, my mom happened to not be here during the riots. But they was pulling people out of their cars. And, like, and that, oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember that one video that one dude pulled out his car that was hitting him in the head with a brick, all that type of stuff. There was people on the roof with guns. Like, it was chaos. Like,
so my mom, like, literally, my mom called me the day I moved here. She's like, you don't live in South Central, do you? I was like,
but now it's like, I go on a walk in South Central damn near every day. I'm like,
girl, the time I be pulling up at the middle of the night, like, you would be like, yeah, I'll be outside. But that's also me, like, I'm in LA, like.
But I mean, LA did have a little minute. I saw this one video that was like, "This is how you gotta prepare to go to LA," and it was just, I can't even do it. But the way he had a gun, he was going. Like, because there was people, I mean, you know, somebody I know got robbed at gunpoint outside his place, and it was, people do be doing a little bit there, but keep your wits about you, you'll be fine. It's LA. Most places just be a place. I think it's in places where it's also like, well, you can't trust the police here either. So
that's the thing, like, the police officers will kill you here, but they won't take bribes from you. So you just kind of just take what you can get.
At least not like in the numbers that some places.
Yeah.
Like some places it's like no police officer. Like,
yeah.
Whatever. Like, in fact, like they will pull you over and be like, yes, so you're going to jail if you don't. Like, by and large, that's not really like, that's not like a widespread thing here, as far as I know. You know, like not in the same way that it is in other places. But like, yeah.
Like one place I've been dying to go. I mean, I want to go here so bad. It's freaking Haiti. I want to go to Haiti so bad. And I saw this dude. He did a vlog where he went to Haiti, and people Haitians in the comments like, this is dangerous. Like you're spreading false information because Haiti's dangerous. He's like, I'm literally like, because he was at the barber. He at the club. He doing all this stuff. And I'm just like, so what's the truth? And this dude I follow on TikTok, he's a huge creator. He'll be trying food and stuff like that. He's in Haiti, or not, maybe not right now, but he was in Haiti last week, and it looks like a place. But the thing with Haiti, which I'm not Haitian, so I'm not gonna speak on it, but like I've had Haitians tell me, like, yeah, I am Haitian. I have never been to Haiti, and my parents don't want to go. So that's like enough for me. Like there's not one Haitian I've spoken to who has been like, yeah, like, let's go when you want to go. You know, but it looks regular. But also, I know I've also watched like a lot of documentaries on Haiti. Like I know what it also looks like.
Yeah, because it's like, yes, and some people just be covered. I mean, you was covered in your rental car. Like some people, like that dude, he might have been fine, like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he has. That's so. I don't know if she ever came across your feed, because like we've been different parts of the internet sometimes. But like there is a lady. Her name is like I'm blanking on her name, like Bertrude or something like that. She's Haitian. She does a lot of like advocacy work for Haiti. Like one thing going on in Haiti right now, like they trying to, because like Clinton had his nose in Haiti with the whole rice situation, and it's like 90% of the rice in Haiti is imported. It don't make no sense. You can grow rice in Haiti. So that she was talking about like how there's an effort now to like, they're trying to grow rice in Haiti to like, you know, spin that back, because like same thing. It's a whole, oh my God, heaven is empty. There's a whole bunch, same thing. Jamaica doesn't grow rice. Jamaica imports rice. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, because white people were there and they were like, no, it will be better if you imported it to save costs or like whatever the thing. But so he's with people that are like, you will make it back to the United States, you know, because
some stuff be like, I mean, I told you I was with that person that was Nigerian, and they was like, we was walking down the street and was like, oh yeah, I just got the phone with my mom, the bandits cornered her car on the freeway. Like, what? And I'm like, you good? And he's like, oh yeah, she got away. I'm just like, like, just needed a minute to like just make sure she got away, and like is trying to get the rest of their family here because stuff like, I'm just like, yeah, so never again. I mean, them planes falling out the sky, so hopefully my mom can retire soon. But
you just die the way you're gonna die,
like
by bandits in Nigeria or a police officer pulling you over and shooting you in the face, or a school shooting, or a mall shooting, or a theater shooting, or a church shooting, grocery store shooting. Where else? Or red dye 40. So
in your house shooting.
Right. Or an earthquake, or a wildfire, or
the mudslides after the wildfire.
Or your plane falling out of the sky. So that's why I'm like, you know what, no wahala. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, when I saw that like that, not trying to be despondent, but like when I saw that plane land, like I've only flown into Reagan like 2 or 3 times, but like how low that plane was into the ground is a point. Your phone start working again. You like, what am I gonna eat for dinner? Let me start texting my people, like, and then the next minute you're dead. Like, that's how close it was. Like, that's how I was just like, you know what, in this life, what can you control? Like, I was just like, yeah, I gotta get a plane on. I'm getting on a plane on Friday. It's kind of just like, I don't know, like, you die. Like, because it's just like, it was that, no one would have survived from that. Like, the way that thing like blew up.
So close to going home.
You're so close to going home. Like, I'm not numb from it. I'm just like, I don't know what even to say to that. Like, that plane that flipped out. How
at least they survived.
They did survive.
That was amazing.
I would literally never get on a plane again.
Like, and then they talk about some $30,000
each.
Yeah, and people was like, yeah, that's not enough. I thought I was gonna die. So, and then that one, I forgot where that was. I think that was out the country. The one that flew into the wall. I think that was in Korea.
Oh yeah, back in December.
Yeah.
Why are you flying into a wall?
Well, why people are like, why is there a death wall right here? Like, why is there a wall at the end of the runway?
Oh, right.
But it was something about you like separating the property, whatever. But I'm like, why is there a brick wall right here? Like, what?
Did everyone die on that one?
Yes. Yeah, everybody died.
That's a thing.
The whole thing just exploded.
Like, with all that fuel, like how much fuel
in the front, you see it. I can't. Because, you know, I was asking my mom, for those that don't know, my mom's a flight attendant. And I was asking her, like, would they say, like, I could never be a pilot. Because I'd be like, I'll be on the internet, like, oh my God. I would be sitting the whole plane into a panic. I'd be like, oh my God, it's getting closer. Yeah. Like, I would, like, play by play. Oh my gosh, y'all would hate to have me in that damn cockpit.
Can you imagine your freaking pilot's like, girl,
call your people right now. We opening up the Wi-Fi.
Right. Text your people now. It's going down. And that's why that whole like pilots want to get home too. I'm like, some of y'all be acting like.
Well, my sister told me, because my sister's also a flight attendant. She told me that they call them souls. I was like, I don't like that. Like, she was like, it was either you or her that was like, oh, I kind of see like why, because it's like endearing, I guess. But I'm like, I don't like, because soul kind of remind me like soul when separate from the body.
Wait, calls who souls?
Like, they'll say like, we have 150 souls on board. I'm like, I hate that actually.
Maybe that wasn't me, because that don't sound something I would say.
Then it was
her maybe at one point.
Maybe it was her, because she was like, no, but it's like, you know, like your soul. And I'm like, yeah, but when I think of soul, I think ghost. When I think of ghost, I mean like, dead.
I can see that. Like, okay, maybe I did. I can see myself saying, only because now that I think about it more, it's kind of like when you have a job like this consequential, it's like, you're not transporting cargo.
Yeah, like, I see that.
These are like people with full lives, like, you know, like Sonder, that idea of like, these people have full.
I can see that, but
act
it just
like
was. It was a little. It just made me a little jump because I'm like, I don't think of myself as a soul. Like I am. Like, and I would like to stay flesh and bone, please. I don't want to be spread out on the runway like pate. Like,
because I don't know. Because when I kind of got spooked by the Delta one, because when I was landing in Chicago back in December, that man definitely, I ain't no pilot, but it sounded like the way he landed that plane. He had his seat leaned back and he was bumping Jay-Z. Like, that's how he landed that plane. Ain't no way he went flying a plane like this. Like, ain't no.
Not even close. He went on this side.
Oh, right. Like, he pulled out the gate. He ain't no way. And cause I was just like, I ain't no pilot, but why you drop on a runway like that just to find out that's exactly what happened to that Delta flight? Cause you had me upside down. You had to drive me back to LA. Like
there was one dude they talked to on the news. He had the neck brace on. I said, I know that's right. I ain't know that shit would not be coming off until that money's in my account.
Like,
but I was saying, I was like, I asked my mom, like, if they know, like, the point, like, would they sell you? Like, if they know, like, yes, so, and she's like, no. She was like, they're gonna try to correct it to the very last. But I'm like, but there has to be a point at which they know, like, we barreling toward these mountains, the plane not responding to what we doing, like. But also, what I even want to know. Could you imagine, like, no. Yes, so mountains coming. You don't need a brace for impact. You're gonna die. Like,
you know, I'm taking Spirit on Friday, so this might be my last episode, y'all.
That's insane.
Why would I speak that in? Why would I speak that in? Knock on wood. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's gonna be great. I've had amazing.
And also, this wouldn't even come out.
You wouldn't put it out?
Shit. I'm editing the episode. I just found that somebody called me. Yeah, so Katie's not coming back.
You wouldn't want to.
And also, this would be a terrible episode to put out in your memory. You saying, I'm not coming back, y'all.
But the girls, you want the girls to hear from me again. Y'all wouldn't want to hear from me one more time.
I mean, I guess, but like, I just don't see myself being in my friend just died in a fiery car wreck and I'm editing the episode and putting it up.
Okay, the process of editing is insane.
Gotta get this out. What did we say? We was like, we always be like, the episode going out on Monday, period. So,
regardless.
I guess can't break tradition. Like, hey, it's what she would have wanted.
It's not what I would have wanted. This episode come out, let me know. No, it's gonna be fine. I've had positive. The issue with Spirit is a little ghetto. The seats definitely are lawn chairs, and they're gonna leave late. But outside of that, it's not that bad. Yeah. And I'm literally gonna be in Chicago for one day, like one full day. So I was just like, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be. I ain't no big bag. Like, I am a little spooked to fly because of everything that's been happening. But also, like, there's really no point. Like, what I'm gonna do? Walk to Chicago? Like,
take Amtrak if you leave today.
God, I had to leave yesterday. Amtrak always delayed, and also they not off the hook either because they be derailed and stuff. I didn't even know you could die from a train getting derailed. Mm-hmm. Remember that there was a phase where a bunch of things were happening with them trains going off the tracks. Again, that's why I'm saying, they want to go home too. You driving that train a little.
I don't be trusting certain stuff because y'all be saying that, but y'all don't be acting like it. So.
I'm telling you, I'm not trying to be dramatic. The way that he dropped that plane on that runway, and I saw that, if you do it hard enough, you could actually like flip a plane. Flip me upside down.
Flip. I guess. So one of the wings had to have broken.
And also, like, upside down.
So lucky.
How strong is that? What you see? How strong are them seatbelts holding you like that?
Yeah, and then you gotta unbuckle it and brace for it. When I was like, there was a comedian who put, you know how like you can copy it, they on Twitter they put what's the deal with airline food, but they put it in upside down text. I said, why would you do that?
That's not funny. Twitter is so lawless.
At least everybody survived. You definitely shouldn't. I think the only reason why I did is because everybody survived. Yeah. Because otherwise that would be insane. But that's just so traumatic. Upside down. Like, I would have to come drag me off the plane. I'm not walking on. Like,
I ain't gonna tell My cousin's been, but she don't listen to the show, so it doesn't matter. But apparently, because I remember I've been on a couple of traumatic flights when we were going to Sphinx. I was flying from Rochester, so I don't know what year that was, and like whatever when you can't get no drinks.
2020, it was the year Kobe died.
See, how you know? Because yours was bad too.
Yes, and I also remember somebody made an off-color joke about it, and I was like, "That's way too soon." Because he died in January, and we were there in January.
Yeah, like I literally was like, "Should I text my mama?" Like it, because that's what I hate about planes. It's like if you die, you just die. Like there's nothing to save you. It's too much fuel that you'll catch on fire. Like you're literally 30,000 feet in the air. Like it just is what it is. And two people in charge of you. Two people just up there. And you have to will your mind to be like, turbulence is not even that thing with it. You're literally like in a little air pocket. You're just floating like this, and it's like hitting a pothole. Like but it's like it's just so unsettling because it's like you're literally like this. And I guess like my cousin's mom and my cousin Nadia, who's hasn't been on the show, but she is on our YouTube, and they were coming back from Jamaica last summer, and the turbulence was so bad coming back. They couldn't even land in New Jersey. They had to land in Philadelphia. And Allison, you know, on serious, making jokes like, dang, like I was already at the airport. Like, you got me going to Philadelphia, da, da, da. And Allison was like, is it really all that? And like, Nadia started crying. Like, and they're planning to go to Jamaica this year, and Allison's mom doesn't want to go. She's saying, no, I don't feel like going. You're a Jamaican, you go every year. All of a sudden, you don't feel like going. She's like, I know it's probably like, expand like how bad. I've been on some pretty bad ones. Like when I was leaving New Zealand, I was like, so I'm gonna just turn back. Like I don't even like Evanston like that. Like what was you finna see? And this girl was screaming. That makes it way worse. Like she was panicking. I'm like,
you need that eject button.
I'm like, girl, you gonna have to like either shut up or someone gonna have to shoot you in the face. Like, okay, that's true.
So now y'all are on a flight from New Zealand to Evanston with a corpse on board. Like what?
It's going to be one of them things where it's like you either shut up or someone like knocks you out. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, because I've seen people, they had to duct tape them to the chair. Like, yeah, people trying
plane?
to open the door. Which I'm like, could you imagine you saw somebody trying to open the door on a plane? Because if you want to die that bad, there are avenues for that.
That's what I hate.
Why
like,
everybody else gotta go down
alone? Like, just go do your thing.
Like, go talk to that lady. Like, oh yeah, everybody's important. Stay alive. But like, if you at your wit, you the ones that say everybody was beautiful. Yes, and I was like, even, and then I sent you a picture. I was like, even
because it's like so hard for me to not. But some of y'all should die. Like, not y'all, of course, but like y'all in the general sense.
So I'm just saying, like, I just don't understand. Like, you want to go that bad, you got to take down a plane of 200 people.
I hate that so much.
That's
like,
insane.
That's insane,
and also just inefficient.
And also, like, why
you bought a plane ticket? You could have just.
I hate me that on my little flight. This gotta happen. I'm not saying it happened on your flight. I'm just saying why gotta happen on my flight. Because everybody thinks they going on a regular flight. That's why I also hate that's so eerie about it. Like 9/11, you thought you was just going, you was just on a regular flight. Everybody thinks it's regular. Wow. Apparently, you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning on a clear day than being in a plane crash. So I'm just gonna hold on.
That's the safest way to travel, right?
Yeah, because the way y'all be driving to LA, I'd rather be in a plane.
But it's also like the stakes be higher. Like it's like you have less, but it's like I have more. Well, I guess when they say safest way, I want to know what goes into that statistic. Does that mean there's less like accidents?
That's what I would guess.
Yeah, because it's like there's less accidents, but you have a higher chance of walking away from a car crash, right? Because there's more of them, but it's like you have a higher chance of survival.
Yeah.
So I wonder how that balances out. Because it's like, because you can't survive a plane crash. People have. But it's like, which is kind of crazy. I wonder how, since it was so, it was because it was a collision. It wasn't because they were close to the ground, though. I mean, it wasn't because they were too far up. It's because it was a collision. The explosion and all that type of stuff. Because what's his name? Didn't fly for years. Travis Barker from, I forget what band he's in. A big one for white people.
I remember talking about this.
Yeah, he He was in a plane crash. Did not fly for many years. I would have never flown again.
I would never flown again. I would have never flown again.
Kourtney Kardashian helped him get through that because he was on burns all over his body. People died. His friends. One friend, they said he convinced him to come with him. I was like, see, now you gotta add that in. Like, surviving a plane crash. I don't even know if the trauma coming from
the trauma from that.
Some stuff.
I hope it's on my pilot's first day on Friday because now it's in my head. Spirit be so plain. Like, it's just too much. Oh, you took Spirit to Northwestern to NOLA. It'd be fine. Mm-hmm. People be irritated with Spirit because they do be late, but also people don't read. Like, it's not. It's very clearly like a budget airline. Like, you have to pay for your bag separately. I don't need bags, so I was like, mine as well. Yeah. Anyway. This was so uplifting. We've been on a roll. First, we talked about...
Maybe not.
How would you say that? First, we talked about someone going to jail, potentially. Then we talked about plane crashes.
And we talked about them.
And fascism.
Right.
I'm so happy you guys come here for your weekly dose of encouragement. It means a lot.
We talked about the intro. Oh, we talked about French.
Oh, it didn't start bad. That's good.
Oh, what we talked about. You treated me.
I feel like at the very least, knowing how this friendship works, they know you had ass. Okay, the topic. Sister?
Schwester. I was trying to remember something in German to say.
What did you just say?
Schwester.
Schwester? What does that mean?
Sister.
Oh. German just be so... Where you get that from?
It sounds like sister.
You do.
A lot of words just sound like...
German's too hard for me to understand.
It's like a lot of words are similar. The grammar... And I was telling you how to tell time. Telling time in German, I was like, oh, y'all gonna have to... Just don't nobody ask me what time it is.
Yeah.
Look at your phone. What's sister in French?
Sœur. 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 In the back of the throat.
See, and that's the other thing. But there's some of that in German too. That
Sœur.
And I'll be like,
my
so,
sœur.
It'll be Sprecher. I'm just like that. Yeah, we gonna see. So that'd be hard.
Okay, but one day we're gonna do.
I was going to say, what I want to do. We gotta do it. I want to do a video where Katie just speaks French, I just speak German, and we try to do something together.
C'est possible pour moi, c'est pas.
It's gonna be a long time from now because you just asked me to say something in German, and I was like,
I don't even. C'est possible. Je peux dire les choses, mais avec la caméra, c'est pas. La caméra.
Si.
Avec la caméra, c'est pas. Je sais pas. Je sais pas.
Like, girl. 9.
Oh, je manque le français. See? So sexy.
It'll probably be easier for you to understand German than...
Because French is just so... Oh, but you speak Spanish. Oh, but they're not that similar. Maybe it's Portuguese. You went through a Spanish... I thought you spoke Spanish because you went through a Spanish phase.
Spanish was going to be my language of choice to learn. And I took Spanish in school, and it would be useful. But, like, it never gave I speak Spanish. It never gave that. It gave... When I went to Mexico, I did find that I could understand people more. But, like, But speaking is harder for me.
If I ever do Spanish, I want to go, like, I want to learn a Dominican to teach me. Dominican Spanish is my favorite accent.
And it's like Spanish.
Like, it's just so, like, they'd be so...
Spanish will be the most straightforward language for me to learn just because I would have so many opportunities to practice. I have many friends that speak Spanish fluently. So, like, but instead I chose German, who nobody speaks. Not nobody, but, like, I know people, I have acquaintances, I feel like.
Aurora speaks German?
German. Yeah, so that's all I'm like.
Talk to her. He can dig the Durgan.
Like, okay. That's all I was saying, like, but, like, I met Aurora one time, you know, like.
For real?
Yeah, it was the first time. Oh, well, technically, remember that time when she was at the audition before y'all knew each other?
That's so crazy. We were meant to be friends. Aurora, text me back. You know, well, yeah, let's wake this up. Now everybody know. I just remembered that. Text me back. Danke.
Now I'm see. Okay, you know in German.
That's it. Cause when I went to Berlin, I was like, let me learn some phrases real quick, and I was like, oh, never mind. Same thing with Polish. Oh, Polish was too much.
Them consonants. What y'all mean?
like you know how when you type, like one thing I do often, and I'm like, I'll do like OMG, but I'll do like 7 G's. That's Polish. I probably speak a Polish when I type. Y'all love a CZY,
right?
Girl,
with
what?
a W too,
and a W just for parsley.
But yeah, I mean, now Aurora, like you weren't talking to me before, but now all of a sudden you was talking about some Guten Tag. So, but hey sis, auf Wiedersehen.
Oh, auf Wiedersehen. Oh, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Yeah. I do. It's literally French. Oh, I gotta watch Silent Music. I forgot that movie is T.
German, okay.
No.
Trilingual.
I'm okay.
And also, you know, like, probably pick out some, like, from music. You know.
I guess.
Long some.
Etwas. What Mahler be saying? No, what he be saying? What Mahler be saying? He love a paragraph in some music.
Oh,
like,
I've
girl,
only ever played one Mahler symphony.
Girl, you got 7,000 notes in one measure.
I should look some up, see if I recognize anything.
Etwas. What does that mean?
Etwas.
We're gonna be Etwas in a way.
What does Etwas mean?
Etwas.
Because I know I've learned that word, but apparently not.
Oh, like ETWAS. What that mean?
Oh, I want to take a guess because I've definitely used it. My guess is I feel like it means like
quickly
anything or
Etwas.
Something.
It means something.
It does mean something?
But what does that mean then?
Oh, okay. I was like, I felt like it was anything or something.
Okay, I'm gonna be saying Etwas, like
right, Etwas, like something.
Right, like yeah, wake that up.
I just need a little Etwas.
Yeah. Etwas, like yeah,
a little something, little it.
Yeah, wake that up, little vavas.
Bastardizing this language.
Oh, because it would be like somewhat something else. It would be like Etwas something.
Because I recognize long some when I
long some,
like
Etwas long
something
some.
like that. Yeah. Or what else did I recognize?
I was gonna say Allegro, so that's how this is going. I was gonna say Allegro, so that's how this is going.
Well,
anyway, the episode,
yep.
The topic,
right? Busy bee, you are. So, getting into the topic of this week. So, like we said, we are talking about China, which I know was pretty vague. It's funny when we try the intermission to the topic because like, we don't want to tell y'all what we're talking about before we're talking about it. But anyway, in 2021, we got this book. If you're watching, it's called Beethoven in Beijing: Stories from the Philadelphia Orchestra's Historic Journey in China. It's by Jennifer Lin. This was also back when the Philadelphia Orchestra was called the Philadelphia Orchestra before we renamed it to be the Joseph Conyers Symphony Orchestra, aka Joe and Friends. So for the sake of the episode,
also Joe and them,
right?
We'll also take that.
For the sake of the episode, we will be referring to it as its former name because that's what it was at this time.
Sure.
So, just so you guys know. But anyway, so we got this book. It's about the Philadelphia Orchestra's historic journey to China. So we're going to talk a little bit about where the idea came from and why the journey was historic and, you know, all that. Because I felt like, I don't know if this is where the idea came from, but I was like, I feel like we talking a lot about, I mean, in the beginning of this episode, the political landscape in the U.S. right now.
It's even a landscape.
Huh?
It's even a landscape.
It's even a landmine. A minefield.
Like,
but I felt like one of the things, I mean, there's been so many things that have run through my mind, but one of them was like, so how we in the event that we have another election in 4 years, fingers crossed, when you have a leader of a nation that's like this volatile and it's like potentially breaking down relationships with other countries, because all that stuff you're saying about Mexico, all that stuff you tariffs on all these different countries, you're breaking down relationships with other countries, and it's like, how is that going to affect us in the long run? How do countries like, I just wasn't sure throughout history, like when countries have gone from having a terse relationship between leaders, like how much does it carry over? And so we remember that we had these books, we had them like on the shelf, and it was basically the reason why this trip that the Philadelphia Orchestra took to China was so historic was because it was in 1973, and the United States and China had a non-existent diplomatic relationship since 1949. Yes, 1949, when the Communist People's Republic of China was formed. And one of the reasons why, I mean, I think some people might be vaguely like aware of like the Red Scare and like how communism was the big bad wolf here in the United States, because I feel like a lot of the moral scare is technically the Red Scare is technically a moral panic. So some of it is based on things that were happening, and some of it was not. But there were a lot of things about communism and the way that it existed in other countries that people saw as like un-American and antithetical to some like quote unquote American values, like freedoms and stuff like that. And so it was there was a huge stigma on communism here. Like I was just telling Katie, I remember I read Black Boy by Richard Wright, and Richard Wright moved from, I forgot where he was from, somewhere in Tennessee actually, I think, and moved to Chicago. And when he started meeting up with communists, like they was meeting in secret, like because you know, in the 40s, 50s, like, yeah, not really just out with that. And that was also one of the things that fueled a lot of hatred towards MLK, besides him being black and wanting rights, was that people would accuse him of being a communist and having communist ties and stuff like that. So, yeah, that led to the breakdown of relations between the U.S. and China. But in 1971, a U.S. Table tennis team got an impromptu invitation to Beijing, and that was the first time in a few decades that Americans were invited or allowed to travel to China. And that made the conductor Eugene Ormandy say, like, you know, if they over there, like, why can't we be over there? And so he wrote to the White House, he wrote to Richard Nixon, who they had met before, and Nixon had expressed support for the orchestra. Didn't get a response, but as China under new leadership decided to, I would say under new like ideas and stuff like that, decided to be a little bit more open to cultural exchange with other places. They invited a couple other orchestras, London Philharmonic and Vienna Philharmonic. They wanted to also, you know, open up talks with the United States, and so that's how the Philadelphia Orchestra ended up, going on this trip. Thoughts?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I thought it was interesting when you said like there was no embassy over there at the time. So it's like,
I did read that. When I read that, I was like, oh, y'all better than me, because I would have definitely had to stay home. What you mean there's no embassy? like,
and I know like a lot of this stuff is like our country is like very young and all the things, but it's like I thought you wasn't really not allowed, but I thought it was like highly like discouraged from like for you to go to a country without a U.S. embassy, because like so was that like, is that like a newer, somebody knows, like DM me, I could also Google it, I probably will Google it before you DM me, but still DM me, I want to say hi. But like how did all these people get to go to China if there was no embassy there? Because I thought they were like, girl, there's no embassy here, like, because I remember reading somewhere, like, because I really got into like looking up how dangerous countries were on the U.S. website, if that website even still exists, and like it'll be like some countries will be like, there's no embassy here, like basically fend for yourself. Like if something go left, like you just gonna be there because we have no, you know what I mean? So the fact that like Nixon even Nixon like approved that and was like, yeah, y'all can go. Not approved because you can do whatever you want, but it's like, oh.
Well, I mean, because that would be the reason why I wouldn't want to go. But I think the difference was because, like, this was at the very beginning of them reestablishing a relationship. And so the table tennis team went, Nixon went after that. So he went between them and the orchestra. So I think because it was like a formal, like, this was an invitation from the government, it felt more like they felt a little bit better about it. Because, like, the government, they know you coming, they want you here, all that, rather than, like, y'all just going to China to frolic around. And yeah, I felt like it was like specifically for that cultural exchange, and so that was probably wise. I guess some people felt better about it. I personally, but just in case, like, and that goes for anywhere.
And also, it was very willy nilly. Like, they literally like went to, like, they approved, the government approved them coming, and then like they was in China on the ground planning. Like, they got there like, what cities we going to? Like, nah, I want my mama to see me again. Like, I don't know, something about that. It's like, I don't even know, like, obviously, like, is this before unions, after unions? I don't know, like, because there are union rules about, like, you got to let the orchestra know a good little while in advance if you're going on tour. You got to, where we going, who all finna be there, like, all that stuff. And it's just like, we'll figure it out when we get there. It's kind of crazy. Like,
all the way across the world.
And also, like, the Chinese government was, like, very cagey about everything. They were like, yeah, girl, when you get here, we'll figure it out. Like, they wasn't answering them until like 2 weeks before they left. Like, what do you mean by that? I don't know.
I feel like what made this interesting to me for the episode was, like, not just like what we got going on right now in terms of, like, these are two countries that were not on speaking terms at all, and then this is sort of the beginning of, like, you know, rekindling that relationship. Now, as we know, is still a little, because
like, what we not, like, China's like that cousin you don't really get along with, but like, it's not gonna come to blows if I see you. That's the vibe I get with how we, because also we get so much stuff from China. It's just like, we both rich, let's just work together type thing. Like,
I don't even know if I would call it working together, but I'm not gonna say too much because I just feel like the intricacies of that.
Very intricate.
It's very detailed.
So not too much
history. Like,
not too much on us. It's very, because I tried to do the research and I was like, oh,
like,
this is
like,
very.
It's not a geopolitics podcast. You know, like we know, like, you know, the gist of it, but it also just goes to show, like, I mean, this was 50 years ago, so, like, just not a long time. And obviously the relationship between the two countries has come a long way from not speaking, but there's also, you know, everybody wants their country, everybody in the leadership and everybody who's patriotic wants their country to be on the top. And I think that's kind of, you know, US and China are both very, like, big powers and stuff like that. But I thought it was interesting to see, like, okay, how did we get back on track, I guess. And also, how did it was interesting to me that classical music was, like, such a big part of that very, very early on, like, literally the third.
Because 1973, like, why don't you say Little Richard?
You said what?
Why don't you say Little Richard? 1973. Why don't you sing? Okay, that's all I got. And I'm just guessing. Is that Little Richard's date? It's probably not far off. The Jacksons. How can we say the Jacksons? That'd have been cute. That'd have been cute.
Well, I mean, that's how I was thinking too, because I was like, I mean, there's also I thought it was interesting that classical music was a part of it. And I also thought it was interesting that classical music was a part of it, you know, like, because we have so many, like, so much to offer in terms of arts and culture in America. And they wasn't going over there playing American music. So, you know.
Yeah, that's a thing.
And y'all also had Vienna over there. Y'all had London Phil over there too. But they wanted orchestras coming. And it was, like, it's very interesting, especially, like, to see how much Black art has been used as an export in the US, but certain things when it comes to, like, I don't know, like, this is like a diplomatic matter, and it was like specifically about cultural exchange, it seemed like classical music was like the safe like option, you know, and it's something that it seemed like all parties could, you know, like agree on, as this is a way for us to like connect. And I feel like that I don't immediately take issue with it, but I do think like
if I thought about it some more, it could make me mad,
yeah,
or irritated.
Yeah, because it's just like, I do think like, I mean, it was like they had a great time, they bonded over it, but also like if it was truly about cultural exchange, then it could have been something a little bit more American, or y'all wouldn't have been playing Beethoven 5.
Yeah, that makes more, because I feel like that's also another whole issue with the whole, because they wanted orchestra specifically, but like Vienna, like they playing their stuff, and like American, especially like at that time, like you're not really playing American music, still don't. I mean, it's a little better now, but it's like, and Ormandy did say, he's like, we gonna have American music on the program. So like it wasn't just like all, you know, from the can. I mean, Americans are in the can. You know what I'm trying to say? It wasn't all like European composers, but like, yeah, it's interesting.
But then it's also like, I guess I don't want to say baby steps, but like the context of like where China was at also with music, like they wasn't allowed to play Western composers for a while.
Yeah, it was just Beethoven and Mozart.
Yeah, so it's like,
which is a choice.
I guess like they jumping from no Western nothing to now we got Michael Jackson moonwalking across the
yeah, that would be wall. Crazy. Why would he shut up? He would have been like, oh, actually, let me know. I don't know how old he would have been.
He would have been in his 20s.
His 20s, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess.
Actually, no. Close to it. Because I think he's born late 50s. So he would have been a teenager. Because he was 24 for Thriller. And now it's like early 80s.
But I mean, I guess. But when we were talking about like in the prep, we were like, what would an olive branch look like today? First of all, who wants to have olive branch with us? Like, everybody's like, we good, actually. Y'all got it.
I mean, luckily we haven't got to the point where like people not touring type stuff. But I wonder, like, to be fair, I don't know what exactly those efforts look like now, like too much. Like I remember I've seen stuff here and there, like there are like initiatives to send American musicians out of the country to like, you know, do different stuff. I don't know them in too much detail. Like I remember there was a YouTuber I watched who was like, yeah, I went on a tour. I forget the country, but it was like, yeah, we went over there, like we got sponsored by the government to go and play jazz over here because, you know, like, and so like, I know that type of stuff happens. And so maybe there would be like an increase of that. Okay, y'all sending classical likes.
Do not send us to your
in Russia. We got listeners in Russia.
We do.
Hey, I don't know what.
I
couldn't break you off a single piece of Russian.
Girl, not even one borscht.
I can't even tell you how to say hello. Do you say hello in Russian?
No, isn't da? Yes. That's it. Da and borscht.
Like not even a little. I like that building. Them buildings y'all got though.
Because I was real close to
what's that called?
The Kremlin. What were you thinking?
Is it the Bolshoi?
The Bolshoi? Like the ballet?
Isn't that the one that
Kremlin? Sorry.
Isn't that the one that looked like Hershey's Kisses?
That's not the Kremlin? What's the Kremlin?
Because the Kremlin is like the government. Like where they be at.
Oh.
It's like the whole place where like I think the equivalent would be like where the White House and the Capitol building and that type of thing.
You talking about what the type of architecture is called?
Like, no, I'm talking about like what place, like literally what building is that? Is that the ballet?
Talking about St. Petersburg?
The internet right here.
Right. Like freaking Tubes is trying to figure it out.
Nope. That's not what I'm thinking of. That's not the Bush. What did you say? Oh, is that how you say that?
BOL. SHI, right?
OI.
I don't know, but I be into ballet stuff. I be watching ballet.
That's why
ballet BT.
Like,
that's what and also that's why I've been calling it either the Bolshoi. I've been saying Bolshoi. Russian too complicated because why you got all that mixed together? It look like a little Hebrew, little what's it called? Hieroglyphics all mixed up, and then you have like random C's and A's. Like it's too much going on.
That would be really interesting to try to learn a language that has a different script. Like, ooh, that would be too much.
Every time I see Arabic, I flinch.
It'd be looking so.
And I bet you there. And I saw somebody trying to explain.
Cool.
Yeah, like that's why someone trying to explain a child actually explaining like how it works. It's too many dots. It's too much.
It'd be curved and it'd be all connected. I'll be like, oh, that is just fascinating to me.
Like, what you mean by that?
It's like fascinating. Like when I see like Japanese or the non-simplified Chinese where everything be, I'll be like, dang, what y'all.
And I tried like
it's the same. They probably looking at the English like, so what y'all mean?
Yeah, A B.
Yeah, like
I went through a Russian phase. Like this is before all that stuff. I mean, I feel like they've been anyway. I went through a Russian phase because I wanted to go to St. Petersburg real bad. Because it looks tea. And I saw following this black girl that lives in Russia with her man. Like she's from Virginia and she moved to Russia to live with her man. And so I was really like, I want to go see it. It looks nice, looks pretty, like, but that language is a freaking doozy. Like, I know what building you're talking about because they be pretty.
Yeah, I'm just looking at famous buildings in Russia. Like these type things.
That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't know it was a specific building because there's lots of buildings that look like that.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I thought it was just that place.
No, like there's a lot of them that have that little.
Oh, that's tea.
So I'm saying, I remember I did a tweet I have. I was like, I'm trying to go to Russia. Who's trying to go with me? Because I'm like, I don't mind solo traveling. Like I enjoy it, but it's some countries where I'm just going. I gotta find somebody.
Let's see. Hello. Privet. Wait. Privet. That's how you say.
Privet. Hey y'all, Russian.
I kind of like the Russian, like the accent, like or the way, like the whoa. What am I trying to say? Words, yeah. The words are like stretch up. Privet, even though it's Privet. Privet. It's like there's a Y there. Privet, but they say it like there's a Y. Privet.
I don't like how there's another Privet, like that there should be an I there or something or a Y. I don't like how that's just added in. That's what I like about French. French is like every single word, every single letter that's there is said. Now you might depending on who you talk to, that might be like in any accent. Because I don't say I barely be saying my word now. Like
really, with that X at the end that be on stuff.
But that's different because it's like suit or something like that. Like it's supposed to be like that's how you pronounce like OUX is O or whatever. Like that's how it's pronounced. That's why like when you like I'm trying to think of like a.
But that might be how they pronounce. But to be fair, also this is a different script. This is so they like anglicized it. So it's like you can't really say it because that's not how they would write that word. They would write it like that. You know?
But that's why like French is just like because that's what makes English difficult. If I wasn't an English learner, because like there's so many words that have no sound or they do whatever. French is like you say every syllable. Cause I be trying to speak French the way I speak English, and I've had teachers in the past be like, no, you gotta say everything there. You can't just be swallowing stuff. The most French will do like they'll liaise stuff together. So like you wouldn't say mes amis, you would say mes amis, like connect the last S and MES to AMIS, so it's mes amis instead of mes amis. That's the most it's finna do. Like we say every word, like this whole like Privet, you saying there ain't no letters there, you saying stuff that's not there.
Also, it could be there depending on what that means in Russian, like those letters. It could be like you're saying every single one of those.
Oh, that is true,
because like the people just take that and they do it so that when you see it, you can, as an English speaker.
Then I wonder why they wouldn't add it. Maybe there's like some type of rule how those like little, I don't want to like diminish it. But how their letters are, that's how it translates to.
Because I was gonna say, like, when you said, like, well, the X is there because that's just how you pronounce it. Like, I feel like it's a similar thing. Like, maybe that's just how you pronounce, like, that letter. And because even that, like, in Japanese, like, I'm thinking about, like, names, like, there's certain syllables that you, like, swallow in Japanese. Like, for example, if you see somebody whose name has, like, a S-U-K-E, it's ske. You're not gonna say suke or ske. It's ske. Because you swallow the U. But also, I wonder, like, maybe because when your teacher, like, says, like, oh, well, you can't do that, because I have that problem in German, because German is so the consonants, and I drop so many consonants in English, but that's all because you speak English. Yeah. You know, like, and as a teacher, they probably gonna be like, well, you can't really do that, but maybe if you were speaking more conversationally, people would still understand you. Because I learned that whole fru thing for the British accent, like, that's a slang thing. Because I'm like, what do y'all learn TH me? Like,
yeah, because I don't even reason why I knew that, because I watched a lot of British content creators, and I've heard, like, mothers correct their children, like, can you just say it so I can make sure you know that it's not through, it's through.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's so interesting.
I be doing that because I be watching them, I just think it's T. Like, yeah, like, thanks, like, yeah, like, 1, 2, 3, like, fault, yeah, like type fit, like, they don't be doing it. I do not be doing it. But yeah, I mean, I haven't spoke to a French speaker in a while. Obviously, like, the language, like, varies, like any language, based on, like, where you live and whatever, but, like, don't add nothing that's not there. Like, just say what's there. Shout out to y'all learning English, because I don't know how y'all doing that. Right. So much stuff just be willy and nilly. And to be fair, like, there's rules in every language, and they're broken in every language. So it's like, but I feel like English just be
like, it just be any old thing. Right.
But I thought you said I before eat. Well, didn't feel like it. So is there a reason?
And that OUGH, just like, cough, tough, through. Like,
then it's like, is there a reason? No, just cause.
Like,
but anyway,
don't know how we got on that.
Don't know. They're wondering too. This episode's like 3 hours long. But I don't even know what we were talking about before. I can't even bring us back. I have no idea. We were talking about what would that look like now? But I feel like it's also a different time now. When did the Olympics start? Because isn't that also like I guess not. I was gonna say to me that's like a type of olive branch thing. I mean, everybody involved, but it's like, if we had, like, when the Olympics happened in LA, like, you know, countries we beefed with is gonna be here. You know what I mean? But also, that's a little different because it's not like the country that is hosting it.
I was gonna say, I wonder where they're participating in the Olympics.
China?
At that time. Because I don't know how isolated they were from other parts of the world or what. But also, North Korea at the Olympics.
I'm going to say, North Korea be pulling up, like... Oh, dang. Also, that's one thing I want to look into more, because we don't really know what they got going on. Because it's like, everything be propaganda. Like, I heard it was treacherous over there, but it's just like, is it actually? Do we know? Because how y'all got money to be portraying athletes the way they be talking about North Korea?
How much money they need?
I don't know. Enough to send them to competitions to qualify for the Olympics. But also, do you have to qualify for the Olympics if you just, I guess you could send them?
Because I feel like, especially because it's a national thing, like, I feel like it don't really matter. It's not about you having money. It's about the government wanting to send you. So the government, if they say we're gonna train you, like,
that's true.
They got money.
The government has money.
It's the famine and all that other stuff with the people who are starving.
Because I'm thinking about, like, well, you have to do competitions to get to the goal. Like, no, it's like, we got to do competitions because it's a bunch of people that want to do it, and they only send in 4 people, but the government can just pick 4 people they want to send to the.
Can you imagine? I don't even, what else? Do a flip.
Like, what they got going on over there? That whole North Korea, and we'll never know for real. That's why I just got to put that out of mind.
I was telling you that one dude paid $100,000 for all. I'm like, if you got $100,000 to just do whatever
me.
with, like, please.
If you got $100,000, call me.
Like
773.
Go ahead. He
424. What's your number? Can you imagine? It's your we said it. If it was my we said it, that would be crazy. I don't even know your number.
No, I'm just. I don't know yours.
Like, yeah, like.
You want my number? No.
I said I was gonna start memorizing at least a couple people's numbers, just and you never know.
You don't know anybody's?
I know my mom's because she's had it since she first had a cell phone, and we used to have to know like house numbers. I still know my house number. Mm-hmm. So much help with that.
I might have offloaded my childhood house number. No wait, I just got the last 4 digits, and of course I know the area code. I know, like, I was asking my nephew because I was like, you know, your mom's number, your mom and your dad's number.
Kids should know.
And he was like, well, I have my phone. I'm just like, but if you don't have your phone, and he's like, well, I said, all right, get kidnapped then. Like, because I don't know what to tell you.
It's a different time now because everybody has phones, but I just remember like so many times, like you're a kid. Like my mom ingrained into my head, like I knew my grandma's house phone number, I knew our house phone number, I knew her cell phone. Because you just, as a kid, like you're at a teacher's after school, and like your mom didn't show up, you calling somebody, like you're lost,
like whatever. I know my mom's, my grandma's, my auntie's, my grandma's house phone, and my sister's.
You know them right now?
Yes.
Your grandma's a house phone? So does mine.
Yeah, she's like, well, just in case these new phones, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what these phones. It's like,
and also I use that for her Ralph's rewards.
Oh,
get it off my gas.
Like
I'll say that one will never get off. Loaded.
Anyway, the point of the episode. Anyway, we're moving to North Korea. That's the point.
That's insane.
We wouldn't even get that close for it. Oh, the dude who said he paid $100,000 to go to North Korea. Ain't nothing over there.
He paid, yeah. So since we cannot just travel as Americans to North Korea recreationally, he paid $100,000 to, I believe, St. Kitts to get a passport there, so he could technically have dual citizenship there and then go to North Korea. And he's a journalist, and I'm like, first of all, like, there's certain types of people that just like precarious situations, because like they've gone through so much to like not have you over here, and you're like, so how can I weasel around that? Y'all think y'all belong everywhere? Like,
and also like I would be nervous about that either way, even if I did have dual citizenship with St. Kitts in America. Like, oh no, I'm just like they would know that you have it, but I guess not. You would just show your St. Kitts passport when you got to.
Yeah, although they would probably just know you were American though, because of
yeah.
But it's like, especially because something happened to you, like,
ain't nobody coming to save you.
And they call him St. Kitts. And St. Kitts like, oh, you talking about Johnny that just gave us 100 bands? He on his own.
We don't know her. Call us back.
Right. I'm like, y'all got some real St. Kittians over there.
Like, what's St. Kitts got going on? We beefed up with everybody. What y'all got going on? I forget that people get along with these countries. Jamaica gets along with China. Well, I ain't gonna speak too much on that, but China's definitely colonizing Jamaica. It's probably not colonization in the typical, but they definitely owning too much land for my taste. Like, it's okay. It's a lot going on. Like, you bastardizing your country, like, it's insane. We barely out that far off from the British owning us.
Oh yeah, because y'all,
that happened in my grandma's lifetime. My grandma remembers when the pound switched to JMD.
Oh, you talking about that? Because wasn't they still doing like certain stuff though, like pretty recently?
Right. Oh, and that
I was about to say, wasn't it like just something like a couple years ago?
And now you got China buying up all that stuff. I mean, listen, I live here, so I'm gonna keep. I'm just
the whole Commonwealth thing.
I feel like we just gotta be a little bit more.
We gonna see how long that. We got a lot of listeners over there. I don't know how y'all feel about the monarchy. I have no idea like what the general, like,
I haven't heard from them in a minute
thing is, because I was like, it seemed like y'all they some kind of number, because it seemed like ain't nobody really messing with Charles like that.
Because a lot of them have cancer over there. You know that family tree of wreath. Oh God, forgive me. I hope he recovers.
you chase the roots of that family tree, you end up on a branch, the same tree. And then y'all gonna wonder why y'all gonna wonder why in 2 generations little Johnny got an ear growing out his forehead. Yeah,
at
y'all
best.
might do what to clean that up. Open up, and then but y'all was mad at Harry because he brought.
Y'all mad at Harry. He was like, you know what? Let's mix it up, bro. Ain't no way me and Megan related. Y'all
I
was
went
like,
to the family reunion and none of my cousins was hitting for nothing, so I had to go overseas and break me off a little piece of that.
oh my god. God bless. I hope everyone heals. I haven't heard from her in a minute, and that be in my algorithm because I follow a girl that does. I haven't seen her too. I don't even know. That's the thing with TikTok. I don't even know her username to look her up. But she be doing like British media content.
Yeah, because like I don't really know what the general consensus is about the monarchy, but it seemed like they kind of falling off the bone a little bit. Like don't nobody really mess with them like that.
I wonder if we're gonna see the fall of it in our lifetime.
I feel like I don't see it going past.
Like a new king, they was up.
Harry's brother, William, Prince. That's his title. Not his name. That's not his name.
This episode is off the rails. Let's wrap it up.
I don't see it going past him, but also like I said, I have no idea how y'all really feel about that.
The last I heard, because they just spend a lot of money.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like people are getting more like over many years, like because what it used to be, even during Queen Elizabeth's lifetime, I mean reign, which was an incredibly long time, over 70 years, but like they made a lot of concessions, not a lot, nowhere near enough in my opinion, but also I don't believe in stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So but like they made concessions with trying to be more relatable in this, but it's like also the danger in that is like they be like, so if you just like me, why am I struggling to feed my family and you all the trappings of wealth and y'all got empty castles and there's people on the street? How that work? Yeah. So that's why I was like, I don't know about that. But it also depends on how long certain people live. Like, because don't Charles got cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he got cancer. He was a prince into your 70s. That's insane.
Yeah. And
there was a period where they wanted her to step aside to get him, and then she stayed in there so long they ended up not liking him anyway. So like it depends on how long he lives and how long what's his name lives. I feel like William might be the last one, but if what's his name has a short reign, which he will, mm-hmm. Short in comparison, mm-hmm. Then his son might get it. Mm-hmm. But, yep. Well, this has been a very global episode. We talked about German,
back to the world,
French, and Russian. And British and Jamaica. We talked about Mexico. Like,
yeah, we worldwide.
Like, period. All right, then.
Anyway, we're moving on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's time for Black Excellence, where we hype you up, gas you up, and give you your props because there's room for everyone at the top. Who you talking about?
This week, I'm talking about Cécile-Laure Kouassi. So sorry if I'm butchering your name, girl, but she is a French-Norwegian bassist. Come on.
Oui. Fish.
Worldwide. Literally, I just came across her. I was like, oh, I did not know she existed. She performs across the United States and Europe. She's currently the assistant principal of the Oslo Philharmonic. She's been in that position since 2016. She has also been guest principal with the Royal Stockholm Philharmonic Orchestra, co-principal with the Royal Danish Opera, and also has done freelance work in Paris. She trained at Juilliard, where she received a scholastic distinction for her paper on Poulenc and Surrealism, and also holds a master's degree from Rice. And says that she's interested in the mind-body connection and injury prevention. She pursues further study. That looks mighty French, and I do not do French pronunciation, so good luck to her. Studying that. So a lot of her work focuses on like I said, injury prevention, and also like the intersection of medicine and being a musician. And so that kind of reminds me of the program that they have at Eastman now, the performing arts medicine thing.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Shout out to her. I think she has a CD out, so I'll link her website so y'all can see her play and all that. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna pick a different piece of the week, but I can't find it. So my piece of the week is let me see. Oh, Aurora reminded me of a piece that I forgot about. It's by Hindemith. I'm switching it up. It's called. Oh, this is embarrassing. Sweet Hébraïque. Woo! What? Sweet Hébraïque.
Huh?
Sweet Hébraïque. Is that Hindemith?
Sweet Hébraïque?
That's definitely Hindemith. I said I was gonna learn it this year.
Is it Viola?
Yeah, but she played like a violin. Oh, because it's by Bloch. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to Classically Black Podcast. It's by Bloch. Okay. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Classically Black Podcast. If you have a piece of the week suggestion, a Black Extra suggestion, join us on Patreon. That's the Ebony Tower, patreon.com/Classically Black Podcast. Thank you for listening. We'll catch y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.